Today I'd like to show you an experiment which I just conducted with Apeuni speaking mock test. And in this experiment, you are going to see how I perform in each task, in each question in speaking module. And then I'm going to show you the templates that I use for describe image, task, and retail lecture. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you the result, my score report. And after watching this video, I hope that you're gonna get the clear picture of how you are going to deal with PTE academic exam, especially for speaking section. So let's go. Summer Hill School was regarded with considerable suspicion by the educational establishment. Lessons were optional for pupils at the school, and the government of the school was carried out by a school council, of which all the pupils and staff were members, with everyone having equal voting rights. The survey found that the statistical chances of someone from a poor background being accepted at one of the country's most respected universities are far lower than those of a student from a wealthy family. This means that the inequalities in society are likely to be passed down from one generation to the next. Despite a number of events in recent years devoted to language diversity, language endangerment, and multilingualism, such as the International Year of Languages, public awareness of the issues is still remarkably limited. Only 1 in 4 of the population know that half the languages of the world are so seriously endangered that they are unlikely to survive the present century. The advantage of the great European and American orchestras is that they were able to establish their iconic status in an age when their identity could become entrenched. There was less competition and it was easier to create a brand. Not only did they have the best halls, they attracted the best musicians who tended to stay put. It's time for this young loggerhead turtle to go to work. We can set turtles in these little cloth harnesses, put them into this tank and do swimming plays. University of North Carolina biologist Ken Lohman studies sea turtles that are programmed from birth for an extraordinary journey. Mother turtles buried the eggs on the beach and then returned to the sea, and the eggs hatch about 50 to 60 days later. While advances in agricultural science have always been critical to ensuring we help feed the world, its impact and importance is even greater now. As population grows at a rapid rate and the availability of arable land steadily declines, science and technology solutions are essential to meeting growing demand for food, maintaining market competitiveness, and adapting to land mitigating risks. The benefits and disadvantages of globalization are the subject of ongoing debate. The downside to globalization can be seen in the increased risk for the transmission of diseases. Globalization has of course led to great good too. Richer nations can now come to the aid of poorer nations in crisis. Increasing diversity in many countries has meant more opportunity to learn about and celebrate other cultures.
Today's lecture is canceled because the lecturer is ill.
Today's lecture is cancelled because the lecturer is ill.
I'm available this Thursday afternoon.
I'm available this Thursday afternoon.
Tuition fees will vary according to the field of study.
Tuition fees will vary according to the field of study.
Newspapers around the country are reporting the stories of the president.
Newspapers around the country are reporting the stories of the president.
The department determines whether or not the candidates pass.
The department determines whether or not the candidates pass.
A very basic feature of computing is counting and calculating.
A very basic feature of computing is counting and calculating.
All students must return the books to the college library before the end of the term.
All students must return the books to the college library before the end of the term.
Note that the deadline of the submission of proposals has been extended for a week.
Note that the deadline of the submission of proposals has been extended for a week.
The current labor force is more competitive than it has been for a long time.
The current labor force is more competitive than it has been for a long time.
Foods containing overabundant calories supply little or no nutritional value.
Foods containing overabundant calories supply little or no nutritional value.
The contemporary literature works have been broadened and extended through interpretation.
The contemporary literature works have been broadened, extended through interpretation. The image gives information about age group, males and females. It is a very beautiful image and I have to speak for 40 seconds about this image. There are different elements in the image which are age group 0 to 4, 5, 14, 15, 24, 25, 34, 45, 64, 65, 84, 85 plus percent, 7.5, 16.5, 11.7, 16.2, 12.4%. One of the elements is maximum and the other is minimum. To conclude, the image is very informative. The image gives information about popular mobile phone brands in Australia, year 2009-2019. It is a very beautiful image and I have to speak for 40 seconds about this image. There are different elements in the image which are Apple, Samsung, LG, others, 15%, 10%, 20%, 55% in the blue color, 2019, 42%, 33%, 10%, and 15%. One of the elements is maximum and the other is minimum. To conclude, the image is informative. The image gives information about European countries. It is a very beautiful image and I have to speak for 40 seconds about this image. There are different elements in the image which are European countries in the map. At the central, in the left area, the largest country is Latvia. Many European countries shown on the map: Finland, Poland, Romania, France, Spain, Greece. So many countries shown on the map. One of the elements is maximum and the other is minimum. To conclude, the image is very informative.
One of the social issues faced by the state of Alaska is the lack of mental and emotional well-being of the native Alaskans. It is very unfortunate that many of the Native Americans are living under poor conditions throughout the country. In the cases of Native Alaskans, even virtually entire villages are suffering from a lack of mental and emotional well-being, which includes continuing poor physical and mental health. Alcohol abuse, domestic violence, homicides, and suicides are frequent among them, which of course lead to families falling apart. It is tragic to see that many children are abused and not educated properly. As a matter of fact, the children themselves are abusing alcohol and other chemicals, and the rate is increasing over the time. Since parents are suffering from mental illnesses and alcohol abuse, they can't take care of their children. So many children are being taken care of by others or simply neglected. Therefore, we can conclude that Alaskan natives are losing hold of their communities, cultural identities, and most importantly, their childhoods. So you can see how serious the issue is. Plus, rather than making a living for themselves, they are depending on public services and subsidies. They have lost control of and responsibility for their economy and governing institutions.
Social issues in Alaska was the main topic of the lecture. He talked about very unfortunate live in poor condition and also lack of mental and also poor physical and mental health, family falling apart, children are abusing alcohol, they can't take care of their children, and also cultural identity and also public services and subsidies. To conclude, the lecture was very informative.
If someone tells you the truth, what is the opposite?
Untruth, untruth, falsity.
What is a person called whose job is to write news for newspapers?
Journalist, journalist.
What is the large, flat surface that films are shown on?
Screen, screen.
What is another way to say the arrangement of musical notes in a tune?
Melody.
What is in the opposite direction from the head?
Foot, foot.
What is the scientific study of rocks?
Geology. This is the speaking section test 18A score report. You can see that I got 88 in speaking, which also contributes to 31 in listening, 25 in reading, and of course 10 or 0 in writing, because there is no related task between writing and speaking. And you can also check the details, everything, every question that you just done, what you can improve, where you already done like very good. And if you scroll down like usual, start from question 1 to like answer short question in the 3rd page. So thank you so much for watching my video speaking mock test 18A. I hope that this video was helpful and I hope to see you soon in my next video. Thank you so much.